a little bit of cheese.
Cool.
This is Comic Burrito. I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
Fuck you, Nick.
I'm Nick.
And this
is
This Week in Comics.
Yeah.
This Week in Comics.
This Week in Comics. Yeah.
This Week in Comics.
So it's this week in comics.
Can you hear me eating these grapes?
This week in comics.
I mean, it's not as bad as you would think it would be, I guess.
I can not.
It's pretty bad.
Should we get to these picks?
We can get to these picks if you want to just say hi to people for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, take it slow, Cole. Slow down.
Yeah, just trying to just jump right in without a little, little warming up. Hi, Justin Birch.
Sam King.
I do like the burrito verse. I'm sure you've said this before.
Justin came early to tailgate. I like that.
Yeah. I'll let Todd read this name.
Animali Comics.
Hello, welcome.
Sup? I'm sure that was wrong.
There's the person Gin and something. I think I told her about the book Hotel once.
I think she's new. You're thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
She's new to the show. She's never before.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we told her about Hotel. Yeah.
It was one of us for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It was at least one of us.
Mm-hmm.
One of us.
We're gonna get to our top picks of the week. Yeah. Coming in at number one.
Heavy. It is a number one by Vault.
Whoa, that's heavy.
It is written by Max Bemis. If you were a fan of Say Anything, he was the front man. Fun fact. Colors are artist Eric Donovan. Colors Chris Peter, and letters is Taylor Esposito, which is on a lot of books from Vault, I have noticed. This book is nothing like I thought it would be. And I think if you were to know what kind of books everyone in our group likes, I would be the last person to pick this book, probably.
Space.
Is it about space?
It is not.
Space.
It is very fun-ish. I would say this is books? Like if Punisher were a guy that was going around and like working for some people like to...
Ooh.
Fuck.
You think like beat up a bully in high school, but also kill the next Hitler before they happen?
Sure. That old trope.
So yeah, I mean, everyone looked at the cover and they were like, this is essentially just Punisher. And it looks a lot like it, but it's not really like that. I remember one of the things was, I forget exactly the panel, but it's just like, you think this is going to be good, but you guys aren't going to be into this, so I'm just going to punch a teenage kid in the face. And then you just see him punch a teenage kid in the face.
As you do. Nice. Well, I'm excited to check it out. I haven't got to read it yet. So.
I haven't heard of that one.
It is pretty action-y packy.
Packy?
First pick of the week was one that I was really excited about going into it. Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater, number one. This book is essentially about, it's Chip's first ongoing horror series. Ramon Perez and Mike Spicer. It's Skybound label. And yeah, it's basically about a town where you can't die. So it's not really a spoiler because there was preview pages and stuff, but there was a little scene where like some kids are playing on top of a house or a building, and one like shoves the other one off and he falls and like lands on the cement and then like springs back up and he's all good. So definitely can go some weird ways. And I will say that I was like halfway through and I was like, all right, I think this is going to be like a Nick bought a number one to check it out and it's pretty cool. But, I was going to maybe let number two slide by. And then the last couple pages, it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for the long haul, probably.
I would agree with that statement 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And it's a cool cover. anyways.
It's a cool cover.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely finished the book, and it is it's.
Did you read the
I'm
letters
really excited.
or the questions in the
Like
back?
in the back. I think I read some of them. No, I didn't.
They were pretty. I mean, Chip Zdarsky's a pretty funny guy overall.
Yeah,
I was cracking up at some of the questions because it was like, if you could have one person live forever, who would it be? Robert Kirkman, so he can keep paying me to make this comic book.
One thing I will say is that in the back is a preview of the colored The Walking Dead.
That was a very smart marketing move.
I could not be more out on this book.
Oh man,
I could not be more out on this book in color. I do not like it. No offense.
Doesn't hit your rate.
No offense to the colorist, but because the colors are good. It's just no. It turns
No.
It turns this like dark, edgy horror book that I love into like a cartoon, and
Now your kids can read it.
If you that's true. That's true. All right, I'm back in. for the kids.
For the kids.
Yeah, you're essentially Wu-Tang Clan.
That's just
I
don't know. I really liked the black and white of.
I mean, there's a reason it was that way to begin with.
Yeah, I get it. It's a money grab, and honestly, I thought about it, and if I had confidence that they were going to make it through all 197, 194, however many crazy 194 issues, then maybe I would do it just to have like that full box of Walking Dead would be cool, but
you need a long box for that.
Yeah, you would. It'd be a cool long box to have, but it's going to take like years. So,
but yeah. Anyways,
Stillwater number one.
Stillwater was good.
Chip Zdarsky.
Also, yeah, Fever Dog for Jin.
Ooh.
And
that was a song that Stillwater sang from the movie Rockstar.
My number 3 is AWA Upshots. Old Haunts number 4 of 5. I just keep on loving this book. Ollie Masters and Rob Williams are the writers. Lawrence Campbell is the artist. Lee Luffridge is the colorist, which he also might be the colorist in another one of my picks. And then good old Sal Cipriano on letters.
Sally.
What? Hell yeah, just killing it over there in AWA and a lot of other places too. But I keep loving this book. It's awesome. It might be becoming like my second favorite AWA book.
Oh,
because it's going to take a lot for AWA to up Hotel. And then Devil's Highway is up there too, but I think Old Haunts is my second favorite AWA book. I really love it. There's no exposition. It's all art and dialogue. No little narrator, no omniscient thing happening or anything like that. It's very cool. The art is striking. This book even more so is diving into the more surreal aspects of the story, which is very cool. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be quite an issue 5 to end it. I'm pretty. There's a lot of different ways it can go, and I'm excited about that. And so I'm pretty stoked.
I definitely feel bad because Nick at one point was like, should I get it? And I was like, I don't know how I felt about those first 2 issues. And after I talked to you about it, reread it, and I read it, I'm like,
I was leaning off the fence, and Cole was like, and I was like, all right, that makes it easy. And at the time, I'm glad I did, but it was the one that I wanted to read probably the most out of, even over Hotel. When I saw that, it was like, ooh, this might be my favorite one. And it's the only one I haven't read any of the issues of. So I'm just waiting. It's probably going to be like when the trades come out, that'll probably be the first one I order. And then I'll enjoy it then, which is fine.
I'm real excited about it. I'm definitely going to be getting this, and I hope they end up doing like nice little hardcover editions of these,
for kids.
Yeah, that kind of that'd be That'd be awesome. Nothing.
And I mean, the
like
good thing is
crazy,
you can wait a little bit. You don't need
good.
that trade right away.
No, I'm
it
a
comes
wait.
out
I hope
paper.
that it goes well and they do something else. Because or I'll probably get the trade, and then if the hardcover comes out, I can throw it to somebody.
Right.
But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Flash Ray, thanks for showing up, even though you're supposed to go to work in 4 hours. I think we're maybe more important
Sleep's
than work.
overrated. Yeah, sleep's overrated. No, work's important, but sleep's overrated. Oh, snap, it's Grit.
Grit number 3. This is the final issue. This is from Scout Comics.
Issue.
Brian Wickman is the writer. Kevin Castanero is the artist. Colors by Simon Gaw. Letters by Micah Meyer.
Oh, I was gonna
It's the easy one you had.
Yeah,
Michael
I know, but I've been watching way too much
Michael
Halloween. I look at that and I just see Michael Myers, and
it's
I'm like,
not Austin Powers. It's the horror guy. It's the villain.
What's Grit about? Because that's another one that I haven't.
it's like I would kind of say it's like it's like a less sexy version of The Witcher. This is a guy that kind of is like killing monsters and stuff like that, and he's just this old grumpy old man, and he meets a lady in the woods,
as one does.
And I love the panel work. They've got like all this like splash stuff on the outside. The art is, I mean, I can show you the cover again.
It has like it goes into the margins.
Yeah,
and stuff. It's very cool. Where
like you can kind of see in this, like it's kind. I mean,
let me see the first page.
Of 3? No.
Why not?
This is nothing important.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
I mean, it's got, and like, yeah, you can kind of see stuff in the margins, but like, let's say he like cuts a goblin's head off, and blood is gonna splat up in the air. It'll splat into the panel work.
I do love that.
That's cool.
I mean, if we showed you the last page, it kind of wouldn't even ruin that much. This is the final issue of the book too. I've been reading it and getting it through the Scout box, but it has been one of, my favorite Scout books, I think. I mean, I really like to eat what feeds it, but this is right up there. I mean, it's very like Monster Hunter-y. It's not like too serious either. Oof.
Hi, Bearded.
Which is funny that I have 2 books that are not very serious, and that's like the opposite of me. I don't like fun.
Man, I have every intention on reading the book. I have every intention of reading it, but I'm at a point right now where I have to like hyper focus some books.
Yeah.
0. I did not buy it.
Less than.
I did not buy it. I might buy it next week or at some point.
You stuffed that in a bag?
I mean, they did. This is a trade. I mean,
it is a trade.
Yeah, it's a great value. None of the covers
value.
None of the covers blew me away. In fact, one of the ones I like a lot is like the least favorite cover from what I can tell. It has Batman and Damian, and it has the real gritty, hard lines. It's just like a profile shot of the two of them. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to grab it in like 3 or 4 weeks. I'll buy it, but I'm not. This week I needed a light load. Me?
Yeah, that's what she said.
But yes. Do not worry, Nat. I do plan on reading Grit. I will. If I had known that it was 3 issues, I might have grabbed it. But
except for our shop doesn't carry Scout books, so
and that. But
that will also
they don't carry Scout books. But if I were to specifically ask for one, they could order it in, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but this is on its 3rd printing, I think, for issue 1.
No, right. But like if I were to look in the previews and see something,
they will. And I've been kind of sort of like I've been finding like a few of their books that when we get those preview emails, this is what's going to come. I'll just be like, hey, add this to my pull list because I think I'm going to like this. And if I start ordering some, maybe they'll just get that earworm. Maybe I'm an influencer. Maybe I'm not. Who knows?
Hey, I believe there will be no charge. I'm an influencer.
I'll tell people about it on my podcast.
Yeah.
Not about your store, but about the comic book. But what is it? It's hard to tell.
Oh my god. So this was like the 4th or 5th book I read today. I knew I was gonna like it, right? Because I'm like, it's Once in Future. I know I'm gonna really like it. Because I've been really liking it. but I did not expect it to be in my top 3, especially because I figured it'd be in one of your guys's anyways. But I got to like the 3rd page and it was just like, son of a bitch, this is good. It's so good.
You did mention, I mean, like, we did talk about this, and it would have been in all 3 of our top 3s.
Yeah.
If we
I think this is the only
up.
book that we all would have put in our top
We
3.
kind of all kind of come up together and we try to pick 3 different ones each time. So
this is the only one that each of us were like,
if we were to say our top 3, this would have not necessarily, it wasn't all our number 1s, but it was in all of our top 3.
Yes.
It wasn't my number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be my 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, the artwork on that book alone is so good that it's always going to be up there for me. And I also read it late, like you did.
Laura?
Yeah. Just because it's one of those books too that's like a page turner that I kind of get like engulfed in very easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is one that like I hate reading at work because like a customer comes in or something and it's like, damn it.
This is not what I want to have interrupted. Yeah.
Because you're just it is. It's just like you want to know, and then you get that last page and you're like, no. Like, especially for me that like because I jumped on late, so I think I read like this is 11, so I think I read 1 through 8 pretty rapid fire like in a day, and then caught up, and now every time it's like, give me more. Yeah, that's all we really need to say about it.
And I did that with the trade too. So I kind of like got there.
In fact, I'm to the point right now where I'm thinking I might start grabbing the trades just for rereading because I might want to like reread and reread and reread. And I might. What do you think about me letting my oldest read this?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like 17, right?
I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, I'm sure that you've let them see like the Suicide Squad movie, right?
I mean, they watch like Marvel movies and stuff. I don't know if they've seen Suicide Squad.
It's fine.
I would assume that's a teen book.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be cursing.
No, they like bleep it out with the.
Yeah, it's the wingdings.
The wingdings.
Wingding. And they wingding in.
I get to trade them and let them
so.
read it, and probably Caleb. See what they think. It's so good.
All right. My second pick of the week, in no real particular order. I'll do what Nick did. It's going to be just as exciting.
Well, you're going upside down.
No, I'm not. Well, it's just because that's the side, because no one's going to know the cover.
Edgeworld.
It's Edgeworld. It's a Comixology original. It is by Chuck Austin, Patrick Oliff, Lee Luffridge, and Jody Wynn. Writer, artist, colorist, and letter and designer, respectively. It is not what I expected necessarily, but I'm very interested. If you are a fan of Firefly or of space or of Westerns, I think you'll very much enjoy this.
So maybe not a me book. But maybe exactly a me
maybe
book.
A you book. Yeah. it really could go either way.
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy it. It is a little confusing off the bat because they definitely are kind of leaving the reader a little bit on the outs. But I really dig it. I'm excited for number 2. They even do like at the end, they do like almost like a next time on and like what they're gonna go through and what's gonna happen and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. I don't know if I've ever. It's very rare where you get like a next time on for a comic book. They do it for TV all the time, but then for a comic book, they are like, you could read the summary, I guess, but you could also read the TV guide back in the day. They still did next time ons.
Sometimes you get like this is the next cover kind of thing.
Sure, but this is actually like a couple sentences of like, this is what they're dealing with next time.
Oblivion Song has 1 page of the next issue.
Yeah.
Which I never actually even look at.
Oh. It's there. Might as well read it.
But they're putting it there.
I'll see it next time I get an issue of Oblivion Song.
They're putting it there for a reason, though.
Yeah, I mean, Skybound definitely does a lot of those, like you saw in Stillwater. Here's some extra issues of some other stuff.
Yeah, I see that a lot, which is cool. I do like it, and it's made me. Someone else does that. I think Scout does that. I think it's Scout. It might be Mad Cave. I don't know. There was one book that I got on.
Mad Cave does it.
It's Mad Cave. It was because it was specifically where it was like I had read it, and then a few weeks later or something, like I saw the cover and it was like, oh, I remember reading 4 pages of that, and it was really cool.
But anyways, Edgeworld is really good.
Edgeworld.
The only thing
I really like it, and it kind of almost reminds me of like an old like Star Wars poster, which is cool, like the cover. But then it's all like the Deadwood style on the bottom of it. That is fairly indicative of the art style, really. This cover. So
it shows the first page.
I can. There's the first page.
Nice. I like that. I like paper.
It doesn't really. Yeah.
I'm gonna move closer to my screen because
It's not really going to be super indicative, but I very much recommend it. It's easy to grab. It's on Comixology. So if you read digital, you should pick it up.
Yeah, the one thing I think the name is slightly unfortunate because I immediately assumed Edgelord.
Yeah, but it's Edgeworld.
Yep, it's a world of edgelords.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your last book? What's your book of the week, Cole?
Nick took 2 of my picks, by the way, Bearded. So I kind of have to.
Once the future was all of ours, I probably would have maybe picked Stillwater, but I can do without it.
Good picks just because I'm like, hey guys, I read these 5.
And I read like 12 books.
Yeah, and you always get Once in Future once you started reading it.
Yeah, and I don't know that I thought I gave it to you last week, maybe, but maybe not.
Nope.
Or last month.
Week? No, I didn't have it last week.
I tried having it.
Oh, maybe.
And
maybe I'll give you the next one.
Oh shit!
Bump Highway is AWA Upshot. I don't know if we've talked about them. Ben Percy is the writer.
Really?
The letterer is a guy we all love. His name's Sal Cipriano.
What?
We got art by Brent Schoonover and colors by Nick Filardi.
You had to do it for a change. I keep having to say his name.
Yeah, it's just weird when you look at it, but man, so between Old Haunts and Devil's Highway, these books both come out on the same week. And it's so hard to choose which one is better than the other. Like last time we talked about Devil's Highway, I was like, man, that last panel, that really confused me because I don't know what's going on with that. And you figure out what's going on with that last panel.
Yes, you do.
And it's not what I thought it was.
No, it's not.
And man, I feel like I know what you said. I really like Old Haunts, and I'm really getting into it a lot more. But I feel like overall, maybe for me, Devil's Highway is the kind of book I want to read a little bit more.
That's not fair. Really That's a good choice.
I mean, they're both good books.
Yeah, they're both great. So,
Ben Percy has been kind of like secretly killing it. I wish I read X Factor or X Force, whatever book he reads, because I feel like a lot of people talk about like that book too as being a great X book right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, AWA hasn't really released. There was a guy in our shop, like this was right after Nick left, and he was just talking about it. He's like, "Oh, AWA is pretty good. I like most of their stuff." And I was like, "I literally pull all of their books," and I'm like, "The Resistance is probably the one that I'm the coolest on, only because I think it's really good." It's going to take the longest for it to come, but I don't want to miss it or I won't be part of it.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That is something, I mean, Resistance will do that. But yeah, I agree.
But there's snakes in this.
I mean, Devil's Highway, Old Haunts that's probably the 2 that I would it would just depend on.
I've only read Devil's Highway 1, and it was like, yeah, that's a good one.
Devil's Highway issue 1 is a banger.
It's a really good one.
It's a really good number 1. 2 and 3 have not been as good as 1.
And I feel like because I feel like you liked 2 more, and I likliked 3 more.
You could
read 1. I like 3 more than 2.
Okay, as the horror film, yeah, it's good on its own number 1, but Yeah.
Oh, they're still waiting on 2 for Devil's Highway, and Sam just got 2 last week after. Oh my god,
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
that sucks.
I wish you didn't live in
Ah.
Canada because I could probably help you with that. But
You could just throw it to him.
Canada,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Almost made it.
Fold it into a little airplane and just
Yeah,
Well, it's like,
just put Sam on it. They'll know who it goes to.
Sam.
and he's like we'd have to go to Maine essentially, I think, and throw it to him.
Okay.
Whatever. If we get it to Canada, they'll pass it along. They're
Oh
good
yeah, I
people.
forgot about the
Really
internet
nice.
network.
They'll be like,
in
"Oh,
Canada.
this is for Sam. Move it over."
And yeah, the Mountie riding a moose will ride it over to him.
Oh yeah, I just got to get this over to Sam. I'll just trek on over there and give him his comic book, eh?
Use
a moose. Amazing.
Oh,
There.
well,
yeah.
That's also in that, and she might have not even heard you guys say that.
Yeah, I know that's
Because of the
delayed. So
delay.
that was
Oh, yeah.
like the same time. That's really funny.
Thanks.
Hilarious. Oh yeah, you just got to get to number 3 there, okay?
Pick. My last pick. I went
It's
first
your
of all.
last pick.
I went with the B cover, which surprised me, but I looked at A and B and I was like, wait a minute, is that B cover this person? I think it is. And then Don looked it up and he's like, it is. And I'm like, all right, just for the fact that I like looked at it and was like, is that this person? And I was right. I got it.
Would
Oh,
Captain
cool.
Planet be
I-
part of this person's last name?
I don't that's a Fargo accent, not Canadian. It's the same.
It's the same thing, eh?
I don't know if this will be on a lot of people's threes, but it should be. 7 Secrets number 2. Even if you didn't like number 1 all that much, I mean, in fairness, if you didn't like it because of the art,
That's
then
not
you're
gonna help.
still not gonna like it. No.
That's not gonna be it.
I loved issue 1, but and 2 for me, it was just like, ooh, I think this might be like one of those books for me. So there's a lot that goes into this with things that are going on with the book, and the main character, maybe, I don't know. It's still a very secretive book. But stuff is starting to flesh out, definitely, and I'm starting to really enjoy the narrator and everything that's going on with it. So I don't know. Yeah, for me, if you were cold on 2 and it wasn't on 1 and it wasn't because of the art, I would try to pick up 2 and see, because
That's this guy. Because
it was one of those,
like
yeah.
about it, and I was like, I'll keep trying it and see. And then 2 like pulled me in, and I'm like, there we go. Because 1 was way too like, there's too much going on for. They were just like throwing you already in the middle of like this big story without feeling grounded. And I like it when there's a lot going on, but I just was like, there's nothing really for me to hold on to. And then the people that I held on to aren't like where I wanted them to be. And then, so once I've read number 2, I'm like, here we go.
Sure.
Here's somebody to focus on. Here's a story that I can understand and get behind. And now it's okay that I don't know stuff. I'm ready to start learning it now.
Tom Taylor, Danielle DiNucolo, and Walter Baramonte, maybe? I think I did that pretty good.
Yeah, good job.
I think this book would have been better, like you said, if this was a XL issue 1, and most of what was 1 in 1 and most of what was in this was all at the same time. In fact, if you skipped number 1 and you can still get
you
1,
could just go into that.
It would be much better. Dustin Wynn variant cover, by the way. Artist.
Got Win and Wind aren't the same thing.
Wind. Win should do a variant cover for Wind. I would buy that variant. So yes, 7 Secrets. I am to the point where I am like adoring this book. I like want my kids to read it like right away now.
Speaking of books we adore, the only one that this would be, if I had my top 3, it would be your list, except 7 Secrets would be replaced with this one. And it's Big Girls number 2.
Big Girls number 2. You mean the one that I had in my top 3 that I swapped out?
Yeah, because you got 2 of mine, so I got 1 of yours.
That's fair.
Our powers combined, we have our top 3.
Once and Future was technically my pick, and then I gave it to Nick again.
We don't need to know the backdoor dealings of the burrito picks.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love this book so much. I'm really into it. It's a story and art by Jason Howard, and then the lettering is done by Phonographics. I'm so excited about this world and what they're setting up and all those things. It's not as good as 1, but that's kind of how it should be. 1 really needs to hook you. Now I'm ready for them to start telling like a longer story with Big Girls 2, and I really like it. I like the art style a lot. I love kaiju. I'm a big I'll go to bat for Pacific Rim.
Yeah, Pacific Rim is fun.
It's
fun.
Did you read,
I think we talked about this, but Kaiju Max, right? You read that book?
Yeah.
I mean, that's very serious for what it is, but still a great book.
Yeah, I love Kaiju. Kaiju's awesome. It's super fun. It's just silly. I'm not like the biggest fan in the world of Kaiju, but I always enjoy it when it comes across my path. Gaiaka. And I fucking love Big Girls. It's really cool to get to see this type of kaiju and giant battling happening kind of also because when you see this stuff, it's usually so separated. You see what the kaiju are dealing with, and then you see what like the normal humans are dealing with. Mm-hmm. But in this one, like the worlds are much more like overlapped. They're not so like, this is what the big guys are doing and this is what the little guys are doing. It's like, here's how the little and the big guys are interacting, and this is how the world is like dealing with like the fact that this exists. It's really cool. And I think 2 definitely makes me excited that I want this to last for a while if they can do it.
So 2, I was wondering, because it is ongoing. I believe it's ongoing. And with
There's
1,
no signs to see it, at least.
With 1, I was like, I love this, but I have no idea how this is ongoing and not like a planned 6 to 12. Even reading 1, you're like, this is a 6-issue book. With 2, it's like, oh,
you can kind of see the legs on it.
It kind of opens up a little bit.
I could also still see it being 12 issues, and then they go to a different place in the world for like future arcs.
Yeah.
You see how different governments and different groups of people are dealing with this. Or they could just incorporate that into this story. Like, who knows? But I think there's a lot of ways that they could expound on this idea without having to let it get stale. Because it's a formula. It's like big thing, fight. Oh man, isn't it funny how small that building looks next to that person? Like, it can get really like kind of dry, but I'm really hoping they keep up with this stuff and keep making it interesting. Because so far I'm in. This has been my favorite book each week it's come out so far out of 2. But that's 2 for 2 so far.
2 for Tuesdays.
That's impressive. 2 for 2 Wednesdays.
I like it because I read the second thing of Trees, and I think I've read something else by Jason Howard. I can't think of what it is, and maybe I'm mistaking him for something else. But Trees, I didn't care for, but it was like the concept of it and stuff. I really intrigued me, and I wanted to like it. But then the actual story didn't really do it for me, and I was a little nervous.
Super Dinosaur.
No.
Astounding Wolfman. Stealth?
No.
I know it's not Stealth.
No. He does.
He did something for Stealth.
Oh, he probably does the art for Stealth.
Yeah, he probably does the art. That's what I would assume.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Horizon.
He's doing it all in this, right?
No, it doesn't look. Maybe he's just like a designer editor on it. Cover A. He does covers for Stealth. It looks like.
Funsies.
They're good covers.
Yeah, Stealth is, and Stealth is a great book too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make Stealth such a thing. I'm gonna start talking about it on other
I also will
weeks.
say,
Please get stealth. It's about to be a trade, but you should really get into
There's
stealth.
one issue left, but like you can get those other 5 most
If
likely.
you can pick them up, that's a good call.
Wes, I'm here. It's time to start. Clear the board, and we'll start over for Wes.
Oh no, we don't have to clear the board because they're all at the bottom. He can see what we picked.
Also, you might notice looking at this list, there's no big 2. So my honorable mention to ruin it will be Batman 99.
That would be mine too.
And this is mine.
Okay, sure. That's not a big 2.
I would still be this. I mean, that's a final book, so it's kind of hard not to. But
I would probably have picked maybe Catwoman.
I liked that.
I would pick
for the one panel. Justice League.
Yeah, that was a good panel. I probably would have picked Justice League for another one. Maybe Catwoman. They were both quite good.
The only thing I didn't like about Catwoman is it was like 3 issues in one, and I'm kind of confused about
sorry. My honorable mention's Dead Day. It's still not big 2.
I didn't read it. These are the 2 I haven't read yet.
I was kind of,
which I thought
we'll
this
talk
was
about that one later, but
yes. Hey,
no,
what the hell?
Oh,
okay. Obviously, I would trust Nat's opinion also more, Sam King, but I really enjoyed Sun Eater.
Ooh, I think that was one I wanted to read.
That's one of the heavy metal ones.
Oh, then it's not. It's not what I'm thinking of. So yeah, what did everybody else get that they liked? Is there any book that's in someone that's watching your top 3 that we didn't mention?
Also, if you haven't participated already, I just dropped a link for you. We have a Twitter giveaway. Retweet that, like that, follow us on Twitter. If you haven't subbed already, sub us, smash that like button. But there's a free comic book we're giving away. That's the actual
Savage Shores, number 1. Huge.
Oh, yeah.
By Ram V, who wrote Catwoman.
Yeah, huge book.
All comes back to Catwoman.
Vampire and like
Money Shot
trading. Money Shot. Yeah, we didn't mention. None of
they
us
didn't have Money Shot 6 or 7 or 8. Well, they don't get Money Shot at my shop, and it was a few issues out, and I didn't add it because I had too much. So I'll just maybe trade with that again.
End of the series for now, Nat. At least.
Yes.
I
heard from what like Poser said and a few other people that have talked to Justin directly, if the trade does very well, they will have more, and the way that it ends definitely gives it some legs to be able to start a new story. So I think he set up this world. Buy the trade if you're interested in more of it.
If you've bought all the floppies, also buy the trade so you can get more.
Or recommend it to people to have them buy the trade, because I think that's how this book is going to get more. And I think with like Vault, Mad Cave, I think the MO from a lot of these books is how they sell. And unfortunately, it sucks for some of the people that just have to grind on Twitter and Facebook and Insta all day selling these books. But when they sell them more, they can get more. So
what's Fonger Guns, Wes?
So is that basically like they didn't sell enough singles?
I think he means fingers, but he's on a phone.
His fingers are bad. Thank you, Cole.
Is that like they didn't sell enough singles to warrant another art?
I don't know exactly how Vault or like some of these smaller companies work, but my guess is that they have to have like a certain number of sales to be able to get another book. Right. And maybe it didn't reach that number in the floppies, or maybe it's really close and it just needs to top off.
Or maybe each and every one is debated about by the trade because they print the same basically for all the actual floppies.
Right.
Who knows? Weirdly enough, I don't work there, so I'm not sure about their inner workings. No. It could be case by case. They could be doing it by feel. They could be just deciding about how it ends and how critics receive it. That's the thing about these indie things. This doesn't always have to be about the bottom line. It can also be about what they are like passionate about in the moment. So
I almost like it so much that I'd kind of just like it to just be, but obviously more is good. But I kind of like the 5 issue.
If they can keep up the quality, then I never have a problem with more.
I mean, it ends similar to We Can Always Go Home or We Can Never Go Home. That's a book where like I definitely want more of that, but I'm okay with how it ended because it didn't. I'm not mad at that ending, and it leaves it open.
Right, like if you buy the trade, you're not gonna regret having
this guy.
Yeah,
like it's good.
So good. It's so good. Also, while we're talking about trades that no one talks about and the things, The Disciples, also by Black Mass.
Also, a book I've
I
heard no one
also
ever
highly
talk about
recommend it.
before. Gunlands. It is phenomenal. I found it myself.
You
No one told
fucking
me about
asshole.
it,
You
and
suck
it's great.
dick.
And this
Suck
is
a
what the art
dick.
looks like.
Fucking hell. Talk about it for goddamn 4 months straight.
It's just literally the only thing that I have here that's a trade that isn't witches.
Yeah, Todd whipping it out.
I get physicals of almost everything I get as well.
Yes.
I've been going to my local comic book store, which isn't my local one technically anymore, since I was like fucking 6 years old. They will always and forever
I
get
will
money from
vouch
me.
for it. I have picked up a stack of comics and delivered them of physical books and delivered them to Todd. He does buy physical copies.
Haha! It exists.
It does happen.
I don't also get digitals.
I don't think he reads them. I think he just bags them up and just puts them away.
Yeah, it's most stuff that I already gotten, so I just like, meh. And I'm not crazy like Wes. It's not because I'm trying to like keep like my fingies off of them. I'm just like, oh, I already read this. Let's just bag it up. But yeah.
Speaking of bagging it up,
I also buy a lot of trades. Speaking of bagging it up, that is definitely not how it goes. Thanks for double bagging with us.
Don't be a fool. Double wrap your burrito.
Don't actually do that if you're talking about the sexual innuendo that is bad and you rip one of your condoms.
No,
do that.
you do the tin foil, but then you do the paper inside for the burrito, so that when you open it, you have that extra layer to hold it all together, and you can use it.
Jesus Christ!
Oh no!
No!
We need to sign off right now because we need to have some words with Cole.
We gotta do some sex ed with Cole. Also, he's definitely gonna have a baby soon, given that if that's his birth
I don't
control.
know. I don't know if my wife would allow me to touch her if I use tin foil.
That's a good point. Well, that's really good birth control then. Is it so that the waves and the government can't control your penis?
And yes, Nat, I am actually talking about a legit burrito.
It's to protect himself from the
5G. Smart.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta wrap your junk up.
Yeah, they want more kids. That's why I'm just like laying it out, so it just zaps it clean.
just get it going. Anyways, on that genital segue, thanks for getting wrapped up with us. I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
I'm Nick.
And this has been This Week in Comics. Cole's changed it. This Week in Comics, yeah.
This Week in Comics.
Comics, girl.
This.
Night, everybody.
Also, leave a comment.